Hello everybody, welcome to the earlier than usual weekend edition. One day earlier, a couple of hours earlier.
Hello.
Welcome everybody, I hope you're all having an awesome weekend, had an awesome start to the showcase season. Today, of course, we are going to be wrapping up a few of our best picks so far of the games that we've seen showcased. Both at Summer Games Fest and a couple of the other little ones from the other little shows as well that have popped up. Some of the ones we've had a chance to play so far. And the others, of course, that we haven't, but we're interested in. Of course, this isn't going to be covering off every announcement that's come out so far. This is specifically the most anticipated ones that we've picked up from the list of games that we've seen.
I think we've got a total of 18, right? That we've
Yes, about
chose.
18 games. So there's still lots to cover, lots to talk about. Some absolutely awesome games there. But before we do that, we're going to jump into, of course, the introduction of my co-host there. I'm going to actually just notice there, I've still got the name tags on from previously. Let's turn that off. Boop. There we go. Even better.
And it says 18. It's actually 19. Just quickly edit it.
19. Yep. Oh, dear God, yeah. I'm that again. So yes, whilst I'm changing that, Jen, welcome. How are you today, brother? What you been up to?
Oh, I am so excited. I didn't unfortunately get much time to game yesterday. I don't think I gamed at all yesterday, to be honest. I was cleaning the decking in the back garden, getting that ready to be re-oiled. It's that time again to take care of the decking, otherwise it goes to crap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that. I played a bit of that Saints Row boss factory thing the day before. That was the day of the Summer Games Fest, just after.
Yes. Yeah.
I think I was there for like a solid hour messing around with like the character. So that was pretty interesting. You can save your character as well for when the full game comes out.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do all that again. Take time. Played a bit of that Metal Hellsinger today. So addictive. I can see myself getting lost in this game.
100%.
It's hard to get into the rhythm of it and sync up with the beat, but once you do, it's bloody amazing. But once you lose that sync again, it's it's so hard. But yeah, it's definitely one of them games where you need to practice and
Yeah, practice
get
makes
used to.
perfect. Practice absolutely makes perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else? What else you been up to?
That's pretty much it. Apart from last night, I was on Risk It for the Biscuits podcast, so that was a good time up until like almost 4 a.m. So I am fairly tired, but I'll survive.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I was watching for a bit, and then I
Mm.
naturally went to sleep. I was like, I
Yeah, it
don't
was a
have to
good
stay up
time.
till 4.
It was a good time chatting with Risk It, Umbra, Peter, and Doom Cutie. I think she's new to the podcast, one of their new panel members,
Sweet.
because she wasn't there when I was there the first time I showed up. So yeah, it was an interesting chat with everyone, talking about what happened at the Summer Games Fest and everything like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Sweet, sweet.
Always good fun going on other podcasts.
Indeed, indeed. And I suppose one good thing about that as well is it's on a Friday night, so at least you don't have to wake up for work or anything the next morning either. So, I suppose it's a bit easier to guest on than some other American podcasts which are during the week, which then becomes
Yeah.
difficult to say the least.
It usually starts at 12, but when our times change, it doesn't always change for
them.
Australia. So it was at like 1 a.m. So I
Yeah.
was feeling pretty pretty knackered by the end of it.
Yes, yes, indeed. Patcher, hello there, sir. Marion, hello. Pseudos, hello. And everybody else that's watching, hello as well. Don't be scared.
Hello,
Jump in the
everyone.
chat. Say hello to everybody. No one bites. Good. Yes, I've not done too much either. Of course, went on the Saints Row creator. Had a little mess around with that for a little bit, but not too long. Created my character. And then I've played Metal Hellsinger several times now. I'm trying to better my high score each time again, get into the groove of things. When you first start playing the game, your groove's pretty much out. You need a good couple of goes until you start getting into the swing of it, and you've got to pay attention to the music and the beat, and when you see the beat coming to the middle as well, and you start
Yeah,
getting...
it's the arrows. At first, I wasn't paying attention to them, but then I was like, "Oh, I get this now."
Yeah.
And it starts to make a bit more sense with the arrows moving in, and like you get the occasional yellow arrow pop up, which gives you a boost to your sort of ultimate moves that you can do with your individual weapons.
Yeah, and you can chain it all together, and get like you say, you've got your score multipliers and things like that. So it goes like 16 times, and you've got power weapons and things. But we'll get into that because it is one of the games that we want to talk about. So we'll go straight into the old gameplay segment. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Hey, gameplay segment. So, haven't had the time to go out and download all the videos, but thankfully the Game Awards YouTube page has got all the individual ones here, ready to rock and roll. So that's good to know. Thankfully, yes, that's good, sweet. Thankfully they're all there, so we can watch them all. So first one, of course, is the Metal Hellsinger world premiere trailer. So we'll chuck that on there after this awesome advert from Listen to Your Body, Feel Your Power, and then a LinkedIn advert. That's very kind of you.
The more intense everything gets. And we have vocal performances from legendary artists like Serge Tankian from System of a Down, so while headbanging isn't mandatory, we do recommend it. Our demo is live now on Steam, Xbox and PlayStation platforms, so go check it out and slay to the beat.
This game's going to be insane.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad as well that all the music in this is safe to stream.
Yeah. Yes. So, Jen, what do you make of that?
It's awesome. I wished I played it the night of, but I didn't have time to. Kind of wish I played it yesterday.
2 seconds. There we go. Let's see if you can speak again, please.
Hello.
There we go. Yeah, we're good. We are good. Sweet. Yes. So, Metal Hellsinger. The one thing I want to mention about the music there as well is all of those names that you're seeing on screen from all the huge metal bands there. They've worked together with the developers to create an absolutely original soundtrack from start to finish. All of it is copyright free, so it has no issues with streaming. You're never going to get DMCA'd or copyright strike or anything like that, which is what they've worked hard on. And one of the reasons they created this soundtrack kind of from scratch was so that people could enjoy it and stream it and play it to their heart's content and not worry about stuff like that, which is absolutely awesome. And I didn't even know that when I first watched it. I thought, look at all these bands, look at all these songs. I can't wait to get into this and see what tracks they've got. And turns out it's all it's just all brand new stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. There's nothing worse than loading up a game and then it's got copyright music and then you get stung with a copyright strike when you're streaming. So yeah, it's good that all of this is copyright free and safe to stream on Twitch and YouTube. So
yeah,
it's something I will be streaming when the full game comes out.
Oh, 100%. What would you say is probably your favorite thing about the game so far?
I love the guns in it. Shotgun is pretty good, but like you obviously still have to sync everything up to do more damage and such. The revolvers, I love the revolvers in it.
Yeah.
The art style is awesome. The character design, well, not like in the sense you create your own character, but like the character design itself of the character you play in the game is pretty cool and stand out from most of these games that are sort of like Doom inspired.
Yeah.
You actually play as a demon yourself. So I love the soundtrack as well. It's like high octane, amps up, everything gets really like adrenaline filled as the chaos ensues.
Yes.
It's it's going to be a blast. It's going to be addictive. They've got leaderboards in the demo already, and I could imagine already that there's some really quick people out there that are good at timing everything to near perfect.
I've
And
seen someone
I'd
in
love
the
to see
top,
what their scores are like.
something like the top 200 already. Like I've managed to get like 2,400 or something on the leaderboard, but I've seen someone that's managed to get to the top 200. So yeah,
I'm probably not even on the leaderboard yet because I didn't actually get to finish the playthrough before.
Yeah, well, to
before
be honest, the
showtime.
good thing is you don't even have to finish your playthrough to get on the leaderboard. You just have to, essentially, even if you lose all three of your restarts, you still come up with a final score to go on the leaderboard. But yeah, that was, I mean, because I had a little playthrough before today as well, and that was the first time I'd got to the boss twice. First time I lost against the boss, second time I beat the boss.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get used to at first. But it's mainly hard to just get used to shooting to the beat. Once you've got a rhythm going, then it really starts getting, like, yes.
When you get into that rhythm as well, like you get into it naturally. You just start, you become like one with the beat pretty much when you get used to it. But it's like that moment you lose sync with it, even if like, it's the simplest distraction. It's hard to get back into the sync.
Oh yeah.
But when you do, it's so good. Like the music amps up and it gets absolutely chaotic.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It does get really chaotic, and I think they've even said themselves, the more you start getting into the beat and you start ramping it up, the game ramps up as well. So it doesn't go easy on you. So if you're not doing too well, then and you're not like hitting on the beats and you're not doing stuff, then yes, it gets chaotic, but nowhere near as chaotic as it does when you're actually in a good flow. Because then it starts piling on the pressure. It's like, okay, let's see if we can keep the flow going whilst we've got like 100 people chasing after you.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can imagine what the full game's going to be like.
Oh yeah, this is
with
like just
all
a
different
taster.
songs in it, and yeah, this is just a small sampling of something that is really unique. I've never played anything like it before. I know there's rhythm games out there, but I've never experienced those personally, and this is like my first time experiencing something like that.
Yeah.
So it was quite special to try that out. I'll be playing some more of it later for sure.
Definitely. I like the art style. I like the I mentioned this before. I love the narrator as well, who kind of gives you like a nice little story as you go. Instead of like figuring out what story's going on, you've got this narrator that's kind of in certain sections he's telling you what's going on and things like that, and it's nice. It's nice to do it that way. So it doesn't just feel like a shootout. It feels like something's actually happening, and there is a little bit of a story to it, and where you are, and things like that.
It looks as if like the character you play as is like one of them silent protagonists, though, and the narrator sort of does the storytelling.
Yeah,
I quite like that. It's a nice change.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, the weapons are cool. You've got this skull that fires like a fireball out of it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You've got your sword. You have a shotgun. This is just in the demo. And then you have your dueling pistols. Two of them. Each one of these things has a special power as well, like a special ability when you've charged it up. The dueling pistols project another version of you on the map that also fires, but it's stationary. It just turns around on the spot and fires in certain directions.
Yeah, it's sort of like a stationary sort of decoy that does a bit of damage.
Yeah. You have the shotgun, which fires like a big kind of fire blast in one direction and just wipes out everything in front of it. Or does high damage if it's a big bot or big enemy or a big boss. Then I don't know what the sword does yet because I haven't used that for a power attack, and I don't know what the skull does yet because I haven't used that for a power attack. But it comes in useful. Certainly comes in useful, especially when you're against the big boss at the end. The projection one does a lot of damage. It comes in very handy to kind of do double damage because it's firing while you're firing, and it's taking it down there. And the boss at the end as well. And this is other than just a regular kind of Doom-esque type situation where you're going around and you're murdering people as usual. The boss has a little bit more of a roguelite-esque kind of section to it as well. So it's like covering the screen with fireballs everywhere, and you've got to jump over them whilst you're still shooting it and duck under them and then dodge a thing and then jump out the way of like lightning floor and stuff. So I can see the bosses being creative as well, being this only being one from the demo. I can see the remainder of the bosses starting to ramp it up and get really difficult and a lot of dodging and things, and yeah.
I haven't actually got to the boss yet, but I'd imagine that like each boss is probably going to have a different song
Yes.
to it, so it gets like you have to sort of learn the song while you're fighting the boss.
Yeah. I can just it's just very creative, and you can tell it's done by a lot of passionate people as well behind the scenes. Like I posted about it on Twitter, and straight away, kind of pretty much everyone, if not most of the guys that were like in charge of the studio, either followed us or retweeted or commented or something just about the game itself when I mentioned it. So they're obviously very passionate about the game that they've put out, and rightfully so. It's a brilliant game. I am really looking forward to playing it when it comes out, and that comes out in September. So yes, absolutely awesome. An awesome start to the show, to be honest, and a nice surprise because I've never heard of it before until
No, me neither.
until Summer Game Fest. So thanks for that, Geoff. That was a nice surprise there. And now it's firmly on my list, and it will definitely be getting bought.
I've seen a lot of people complain about this event, saying it was trash, but it wasn't. It was so far from trash.
Yeah. It was definitely it was above average. It was above average.
I mean, obviously there were some places it could have improved upon, but
yeah, it's
like
to me it just slowed down at the end. It slowed like
it's
it
the
went,
second ever summer of games. We all know how the first one was.
Yeah.
It was a major improvement over that.
Yeah.
I can see Summer Games Fest going forward being something really good. When Geoff irons out the kinks and a few more people come around to the idea of showing their game at Summer Games Fest rather than E3.
Yeah.
It's going to be, hopefully, E3 does stick around. And
One
there'll be
thing I will
competition
say as
between
well
the two
is,
shows to...
I was going to say one thing I will say though on this occasion, even though Rock's usually fun to have on, it seemed like The Rock was more taking advantage of Geoff in the show for the purpose of self-advertisement than he was for anything to do with games.
Yeah. It felt out of place that it's like Summer Games Fest, not Summer Show Me a
Energy.
Blockbuster Movie Fest.
Summer Energy Fest. You talk more about the energy than the film.
Yeah. I don't care much for that sort of stuff in a show about games.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Yeah. So that was out
it felt
of place.
out of place. So
Thankfully, the second advert wasn't, and there was only two. The second advert was for the Samsung Game Hub for their new TVs and 22 TVs onwards.
that's the case of an advert that makes sense
Yeah.
in a show like this. It's gaming related.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
And like The Rocks is a perfect example of something that doesn't belong in an event like this.
Yeah, completely agree. But next game we're going to be speaking about, and I'll switch back over to the gameplay segment again here, is a game called Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. Now, for the next few games, because that one was completely copyright free, so we could play it with sound, but the next few games that we've got going on here, we're going to be removing the volume, so I'm just going to let it play. So there we go. So there we go. So yes. Okay. Speak again, Jen.
Hello.
There we go. Let's mute that one. Boom, done. Right, so the next game, of course, that we've got coming up is Dark Tide, Warhammer 40,000 Gen.
This is something that really does appeal to me.
Yes,
I'm big into
speak on it.
that Warhammer 40k lore. I used to paint Warhammer when I was younger. I don't do it anymore, unfortunately, because that is an expensive hobby. I wish I did have the money to sit there and paint little Warhammer figures, because it's really therapeutic and enjoyable. And the lore is crazy. There's so much lore, and the lore actually inspires a lot of other games. Gears of War is kind of heavily inspired on the Space Marines
Yeah,
of Warhammer.
yeah,
Like some of the armor in that game is heavily influenced by Warhammer. I think even Marcus Phoenix was based on a Warhammer Space Marine, according to what was said back early in the days when the original Gears was announced. But I'm really looking forward to this. It's coming to Game Pass day and date. I didn't play much of Warhammer Vermintide, and this is basically like a sort of shooter slasher spin on that first person style.
yeah. Vermintide.
That's also a Warhammer game as well.
Wasn't as. It wasn't like this. Vermintide was a little bit less cluttered. It wasn't anywhere near as many bodies on screen that you had to kill. This one's like ridiculous amounts. This is more like zombie horde mode.
Yeah, this looks like really inspired by like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, like over the top amount of enemies on screen. Like that becomes absolutely manic. And I think a lot of people have been waiting for this, and obviously we hope it releases with few bugs and things like that. One of the things I loved about it was just how brutal and gory it was as well, like sawing people in half and decapitations and things like that. Everything is brutal. I'm looking forward to seeing what all the different powers and things are from the different characters.
This will be a game I'll be installing as soon as it's available to install to play when it releases day and date.
Yeah.
I love that whole Warhammer sort of universe, the Warhammer 40k universe, not the other Warhammer universe. This 40k really appeals to me because I'm more into sci-fi sort of shooters. I can't wait to actually get my hands on this and experience the story. It looks like it's going to be a blast.
Yep. And
it's 4-player co-op as well, so it's going to be even more fun with friends.
It is, and thankfully, of course, this is going into Game Pass. So come September 13th, everybody can play that day one on Game Pass as well. It is exclusive, console exclusive at the moment, to Xbox Series consoles, Windows PC, and Steam. And of course, straight into Game Pass, releases on September 13th. So
we should schedule like a co-stream for this.
Yes.
Maybe get a couple of others in as well to join us.
Yep. I'll be up for that. 100%. Get that sorted. Yes. Awesome. But yeah, that looks fun. Next one we're going to talk about, and we'll let this one run while we do. Let's go down and find the trailer for it, because it is a longer one. That is the new Call of Duty. Once we've got these adverts out the way of. Oh dear me. And I'm stuck with this advert as well. These random people on the screen. This is the whole YouTube thing. Now I'm giving them free advertisements. Everyone get your vitamins. To be fair, these drinks are actually pretty tasty. Have you had these before?
Yeah, they're good.
But yes, so we've got Modern Warfare 2 gameplay reveal. Your typical location. Let's fast forward this little second here, actually. There we go. Your typical location where it is on a speedboat on a very wet place, so everything looks shiny and it looks up to date and looks nice. But what are your actual thoughts on Modern Warfare 2?
To be honest,
Yeah.
I loaded up Modern Warfare 2019 yesterday.
Yeah.
I think that game looks significantly better than this.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. It's more like there's a couple of faces with the characters that look a bit not so good. They've got plenty of time to fix that.
Yeah.
It's not a huge deal, but yeah, looks a little bit downscaled in my opinion. Maybe I have bad eyes, but it just looks like more COD and more COD 2019, and that's not a bad thing. They're saying this is the most ambitious Call of Duty game ever. They say that every year.
Yeah.
This doesn't look any different to Modern Warfare 2019. It just looks like an extension of that more than anything. And like I said, that's not a bad thing. That was a good game.
Yeah.
Story-wise, it was pretty good. Pretty good. The ending wasn't great. It's those typical cliche COD endings where you have to button smash to kill the big bad of that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks pretty fun. The rain effects look pretty good. There's like moments where things are moving across the boat from side to side when the boat's being swayed by the water, and that looked pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not really like huge into COD games though, so this didn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
It's like one of those generic action blockbusters that's in the cinema in the summer that you go see just to go with friends or whatnot, you know, like a popcorn flick. It's one of those type of
easy
games.
to digest. You don't really have to think about it.
Yeah, just I think they need to stop coming out with this. It's the most ambitious COD game ever when it doesn't look that way.
Yeah, it just looks like another COD. And like you say, it's not a bad thing that it looks like 2019 because let's face it, 2019 was the best out of the previous three.
It's one of the best COD games in recent years, 2019.
Yeah, so it's good that they've done that. It's good that they've went that route, but at the same time, the environment looks pretty similar to what we've played before, specifically on this gameplay demo. Can't speak on the rest of it, of course. It doesn't look any different, really, graphically compared to previous CODs.
I mean, I'll say it how it is. Call of Duty is the FIFA of shooters.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to sell. It's going to fly off the shelves like there's no tomorrow. It's going to sell 20, 30 million copies or something ridiculous, as they always do.
I just don't know why they keep having to say it's their most ambitious COD game. It's like they're trying to oversell it. I mean, I guess in terms of what the last COD game was, they kind of want it to do better, so they're trying their hardest to oversell it, but there's nothing in this that made it seem any different from Modern Warfare 2019.
Yeah, and let's face it as well, we have to also take into account that they've redone Warzone, and we have to call them out on that as well, on Warzone as well, specifically.
That's some bullshit what they're doing there.
Taking away everybody's skins and everything like that, and said everyone's going to have a fresh start, and we'll start.
They'll take away everyone's skins, but they won't take away their COD points.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like, you won't take away the COD points which people have paid for or exchanged money for in-game currency.
Yeah.
They paid for those skins. Why can't you find a way to upscale those skins and put them into the new game?
I tell you what, even if you're not upscaling the skins, you need to compensate people for the skins that they've purchased and say, listen, we know we can't give you the money back. The skins have been purchased, but what we'll do is we'll translate all of the skins you've purchased previously into COD points that you can use on new skins in the new one. That's really ideally what they should be doing to people who've spent a fortune and have lost everything. But they won't do that.
Unfortunately, that's something they won't do because money.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's not much really to say about Call of Duty. I'm looking forward to playing a Call of Duty that I'll enjoy again. 2019 was the last Call of Duty I enjoyed. The next two I didn't bother picking up because I didn't want to. They weren't something that interested me. The more I seen them, the worse it got. And I hate when they do things that are completely unrealistic. And Vanguard was completely unrealistic. It was World War II, and they started adding like laser scopes and things like that on the weapons. And it was like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Like, it's World War II. Stop trying to make futuristic alterations to what happened in World War II. Like, these things didn't exist.
Yeah. I'm just not really all that bothered. It's a game I'm likely going to pick up because my dad plays the Call of Duty games, and I usually buy Call of Duty from my dad every Christmas, apart from last year because he wasn't bothered about it. He played the beta and he wasn't interested in it. It was a bad beta. It had a lot of problems. The full game even had a lot of problems when it came out, so he just avoided that COD and stuck to Cold War, and he's still playing that really to this day.
Yeah. And that's fair. I'll probably, like I say, I'll probably end up picking this one up. I won't pick it up full price. I'll wait, or I'll save up a few points or something like that and get it cheaper. Because I refuse to pay 70, 80 quid for a cross-gen bundle for the game. So yeah, I'll probably get it at some
I do
point.
have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Do you think that the price of Activision games will drop once Microsoft officially owns them? Do you think it'll go back down to 60?
I don't think we'll be... Xbox gamers specifically will be bothered by that point because they'll be going into Game Pass. Obviously, it'll be in a little bit. It won't be immediately, but we'll definitely be getting some exclusive discounts on these games. I don't think the price of these things will stay high for long when it comes to Xbox. I do think it's going to be cheaper on the Xbox platform than it is elsewhere once Xbox get their hands on it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Next game, what have we got? Next game we have Gotham Knights. Right, let's find that video for all Gotham Knights.
Yeah, I know we've seen a lot of Gotham Knights, but the reason why I wanted to talk about it was more the fact that it looks like you're going to get to customize your own one of these like 4 characters in the game. Obviously, the character you choose to play as the most, you're going to be able to customize the most because you'll be using it the most.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like you're going to get to customize your own versions of Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, Robin, and they all look like they have a significant amount of options there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few options there. It certainly looks interesting. I know they've got time to finish it up. What is it that you're most excited for Gotham Knights specifically?
Just more of the fact that it's like an open world game, similar to what we got with the Arkham series. I absolutely adore those games. It's one of the reasons this game appeals to me. I know it's not being done by Rocksteady, but it's looking more like that sort of inspired world and a continuation of that sort of stuff, although it doesn't actually continue the story. It's set around that Gotham that we sort of got in Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
So to play as one of these 4 sort of Batman assistants, as you would really call them, companions.
Yeah.
It seems pretty cool, although we don't get to play as the big man himself, the Bat. Who knows? Maybe after you complete the game, you unlock Batman. No one knows. Apparently, he's dead in this universe, but I don't believe that.
Yeah.
They're trying to pull that fast one where they say he's dead, but then there's going to obviously be a reveal at like the penultimate point of the game where, oh no, Batman's still alive and he's one of the villains we have to fight or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I expect. Maybe he's like one of the Court of Owls talons or whatever that you have to fight near the end game.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of fun. Like not creating your own versions, but customizing these characters to your own liking is where it's at for me. Like you can make your version of Nightwing differ from someone else's. That's the sort of stuff that's appealing to me right now, and I'll definitely be picking this up day one.
And it is co-op as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 2-player co-op. It is. Shame it's not 4-player co-op. Missed opportunity there because there's 4 characters, and it kind of would make more sense that it's a 4-player game.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's not. Hopefully, they can add that at a later date.
Yeah.
Or maybe there is a 4-player co-op mode that's separate from the campaign.
Yeah.
Like a horde style sort of fighting mode.
Yeah.
And that'll make up for it. But yeah, I'm interested in this. I love the DC universe as much as I love the Marvel universe, so I'm going to be playing this day one.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And of course, what we know is earlier on this year, they scrapped the previous gen versions. So it is current gen only on PS5, Series X, and PC. An Epic Games Store as well. So, yes, it is now a current gen only title. So if you want to play the game, you have to have a current gen console. I can see this, depending on the availability on PlayStation 5, etc., this being a game that people might pick up a console for. I say that because people love superhero games. Regardless of what it is, they'll pick up a console to buy or play these superhero games. And if the previous consoles can't have them anymore, then it's a case of maybe the Series S starts flying off a shelf a little bit quicker as well. You never know. It depends again on availability. The Series X and Series S are much more in common now. You can actually just freely go and pick one up in the UK for Series X and S now. PlayStation 5s are even getting a little bit better now in the UK. Unfortunately, they're still only sold as bundles. You can't just pick a console up. But at least there's an availability to get a console, which is the plus point. Definitely.
Yeah. I've got a feeling that this might be like a late Game Pass deal.
Yeah. You never know. You never know. We'll see what happens on Sunday or Tuesday.
I don't think it'll be announced there. I think it'll be like the Outrider situation where it was announced like a week or two before the game comes
on Tuesday.
out. Could.
You just never know.
I expect this to be like a surprise announcement closer to release.
Yeah. Next game that we're going to be speaking of is a game I think everybody cannot wait to play. Let's get down to it whenever I find it. To be honest, there was a few games that we saw and we were like, holy shit, I want this. Okay, so we've seen the trailer. Let's have a look at the actual gameplay. There we go. Oh, Fortnite. Tremendous. At least I can skip this one. Right, there we go. Callisto Protocol.
I can't wait for this game. I'm all in.
Yeah.
It's basically Dead Space 4 for me.
Yeah.
Basically how Dead Space 3 should have been.
Oh, 100%. I love this as well, where it's kind of giving flashbacks to what happened and where people were like mutated and them trying to do kind of experiments and things on them.
The level of detail in this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like all the little chunky pieces of flesh and stuff on the floor in locations, and it's gonna be insane, this game.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. The sound design hopefully is on the level, obviously better than what it was in Dead Space, but on that same sort of level where sounds are like really prominent in your ears and moving around like each side of you with whispers and like creepy ass lullabies.
Have you noticed as well when you're decapitating people or chopping body parts off, like you don't just get a regular body part, you get like parts of the bone still sticking out and flopping around and things.
Yeah, like bone and sinew sort of flopping around from.
Yeah. Shout
chunky.
out to Fanto Sir there with the £2 super chat. Thank you, sir. He said, "Did someone say Callisto Protocol?" Yes, we bloody
I'll tell you what
did.
I love as well. Like this comes out a month before Dead Space.
Yeah.
So it's going to be back to back like amazing horror games.
Yeah. It looks absolutely phenomenal and so brutal as well. The way you can die looks extremely inventive in all situations.
When he got like pulled into that fan thing and he gets squished up.
Yeah, and you'll see it because I'm going to let this gameplay play out all the way through because it is brutal.
It's so good.
But there was so many things like when he gets bitten on the head and his head gets chopped in half, and it looks phenomenal.
This part with the fan where he like throws the whatever they are, like infected dudes.
Yeah.
Just it gets diced up into pieces. It's so Dead Space, but that's not a bad thing. Dead Space was such a good game.
Oh God.
Oh. Oh, the way his head just pops.
Oh God. Yeah, it just looks phenomenal, and of course it was the first trailer for it as well, and
That is one of the things I loved about Dead Space. Like the amount of ways Isaac could die was crazy. If you think it's crazy in that game, this is going to be on the next level. They're going to have this guy die in so many different ways.
oh yeah, yeah. But it gives back that original Dead Space vibe. Specifically with the way you can kill and chop limbs off in sections, and like how you can see them creep around the corner in certain areas, and it really brings back that original kind of space horror vibe that we've been missing for a while.
The guy who plays in this game is quite a fairly known actor in Hollywood movies. He was in a lot of the Transformers movies.
Yeah,
he's one of like the typical sort of army guys.
Yeah.
He was also in, I think, that terrible World War COD game that came out a few years back.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. What I like as well, and I think Shom's pointed this out a few times, and a few other people have pointed out, is much like Dead Space, you've got the health bar on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
So it's obviously on Dead Space, you've got it going down your spine, and the spinal cord is your like health bar going down, and this one you've got it going on the back of your neck. So your health bar's on the back of your neck. It's just the level
definitely
of detail.
some like some alien inspiration there as well, with that like thing that jumps at your face.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like you say, the level of detail on this thing is insane. Like I say, when you just looking at them all, when you decapitate, here we go.
Oh, it's so savage.
My God. And of course that comes out this year. I
can't wait.
So looking forward to that.
That is a game I will be streaming 100% all the way through.
Yeah. I am really looking forward to that. December 2nd, 2022. It's a nice Christmas game for you to play there. A merry Christmas game.
Yep.
Full of blood and guts and severed limbs. Of course, it's exactly what we want for Christmas. But no, it looks absolutely awesome. It is not new gen only. It is previous gen and current gen. So the fact that it looks like this on both, actually, I think that was the video we seen was current gen. So we have no idea what it looks like previous. So either way, thankfully the vast majority of us here are playing it on current gen, so we'll see it in its best light. But I think overall the best thing to pick out of this is the vibe, the feel, the combat, everything just looks and feels awesome.
It really does bring back that Dead Space vibe, but it elevates it.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's the original creator of the first Dead Space, so
yeah,
it's going to be great.
Oh, 100%. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Speaking of awesome, that wasn't the only horror game we got.
Yeah, there was a lot of sci-fi horror games at this show.
There is, and now we have to sit through Big Bang Theory and Channel 4 advertisement here. But the next
I've never
game
been a fan of this TV show.
Next game we're going to be bringing up when this advert finishes is not Fort Solace. It is Routine, which is an Xbox exclusive, and I didn't expect it. It is a game that had been in the works for a decade, pretty much forgotten about, and we saw it brought up again here. And another space horror game based in the 80s.
I'd heard about this game a long time ago, and it's nice to see that it's not been abandoned.
Yes, abandoned.
It looks great. Looks interesting. I like the whole sort of 80s VHS sort of vibes from it. I love that sort of setting. It's going to be a first-person horror game as well, so first person's going to elevate that sort of horror tension feeling.
Yeah, I also agree.
Pat says our cameras are frozen.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was a bit weird. Tell you what I will do. I'm going to go... Boop. I'm going to get my camera back. There we go. Bit better. Let's get your camera back as well there, gent. Actually, I think your camera's okay, but I'll just double check.
It seems okay.
There we go. Bit better. So we'll reverse that.
Fantosa says he will refer to this as Betamax Protocol.
Hey, there we go. We're moving around. There we go. Right. So we'll start that bit again, shall we? Since we can see our faces now. So yeah, routine. It looks awesome. Betamax Protocol, yeah. It's. I was also surprised because I'd never heard of it before. Like you say, it's a decade old originally, the idea, or at least the concept. But it's great to see it resurface. It's great to see it hasn't been canned because it very much looks interesting. Again, another space horror game. But this time it also gave me vibes of like an Alien Isolation kind of space horror game.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
A little bit more like
weird.
what was that other one where you had to have the video camera all the time round? Outlast.
Outlast, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like an Outlast game. Of course, you've got this video recordery type thing instead. And you've actually got weapons.
See, I thought that was a gun.
Yeah.
Is that a gun?
I think there's some kind of gun that you have. But I also think it's more of a self-defense thing than a go and attack things.
Mm.
But it definitely looks very interesting, put it that way. That looks very creepy.
I thought that robot was from Five Nights at Freddy's, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks very creepy.
Yeah, it looks good. This will be something I'll be playing. Game Pass
Raw
as well.
Fury are very good, to be fair. It's obvious that Luna Software have teamed up with Raw Fury to help get this game up and running and bring it through and develop it, etc. Raw Fury are great developers. And of course, this one is coming exclusively to PC, Series, and Xbox One consoles, and it is on Game Pass as well when it releases.
Yep, this will be a game I'll be playing day one.
Yeah.
And I'll likely stream it as well because horror games are one of the best things to stream.
Yeah. So it's also going to be very fun. And of course, everybody can try it if you're a horror fan or not. It certainly looks very interesting. Next game, I don't want to go into the interview, but I will go into the gameplay. Fort Solis. After this, I love how they've got these ads that are at exactly the same time, so you can't skip them. As we know, Callisto Protocol 2, i.e. Fort Solis. No, this looks awesome as well, to be fair. Another space horror game. Another different kind of space horror game.
I feel like this is going to be like heavily drama sort of related over
Yes.
full horror focused.
Yeah, 100%. This is more of a thriller. So I don't think there's going to be so much of an emphasis on combat on this one. I think this is more of an Outlasty escape type mentality. Find out what's happening, see what's going on the space station, investigate, and get the hell out of there. Of course, some great actors. For this one, we had Troy Baker and who else was it? You mentioned the guy's name.
Roger Clark.
Yes. Who played, was it Arthur Morgan?
Yep, Arthur Morgan.
In Red Dead Redemption. So some awesome actors.
Two good actors. One wants to sell you NFTs, though.
Yes. It's showing as Steam only on that one. I'm not quite sure as to whether or not it's coming to consoles as yet. I would imagine hopefully it does.
Might be Steam first, then consoles later.
Yeah. But of course, if you have a PC that's capable, I know thankfully Jen does now. I do. I know a lot of the people in chat have decent PCs now as well. So that's going to be absolutely awesome. Next up, Witchfire.
What I really love though is like horror games are definitely getting a resurgence, and
Oh yeah,
it's been needed for quite some time. So
yeah,
people make fun that there was a lot of horror games at this, but I ain't arguing with that. I love horror games.
yeah, exactly. And it was awesome to see. Oh dear me. Awesome to see, like you say, the resurgence, but also just back to back. It was just horror game, space horror game, horror game, space horror game. It was like, whoa, we had none, and now we've got a lot. And they all look actually quite interesting. They don't just look like cheap ones that aren't that interesting. So, to Phantosa, I am sure it'll probably end up coming to console. There's no doubt. Specifically with the likes of Roger Clark and Troy Baker in there, it's bound to be really good. So yeah. Pat, of course, says I was surprised by the amount of games that were shown that we haven't heard of before, especially the horror games. Yeah. There's a lot of horror games that we hadn't heard of or hadn't heard of for a very long time. So it was like new surprise. So it was awesome. Awesome. The next game that we've got coming up here is Witchfire. It's again another different one. It looked pretty cool. A mashup of a couple of games. What were your thoughts on it?
I thought it looked really interesting. It gave me heavily like Destiny vibes, but sort of mixed with the sort of world of Elden Ring. The castle sort of vibes from it that I got. It kind of feels like a first person shooter take in a Elden Ring type world.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't feel it's going to have any of that Souls like stuff to it. I think it's just heavily inspired by that sort of world more than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the movement of the guns is really cool as well. It's very like with the gun combat is very heavily Destiny. It's where I feel this focused here, and like the abilities and stuff. It gives me that Destiny 2 vibes, like where you have all these powers and such, and you can sort of choose how you want to elevate each of those powers in your skill tree sort of thing.
Yeah, it's very much like the weapons to me look a lot like kind of not steampunk, but you know that kind of thing, where it's like classic cowboy weapons, but more of a futuristic take on them. That's what it felt like. Like there's a bolt action rifle gun as well. The animations of the guns look awesome. The pistol,
the gun combat looks like it's going to be a blast.
Yeah,
it looks very fluid and smooth.
Yeah. The revolver looks awesome, where you're like quickly like firing at the quick fire revolver.
I feel like this is going to be just a single player game as well, and
I don't know. I don't think it will be. I think they just showcased it that way. But it certainly looks awesome. It hasn't announced. It says it's PC only there, but I can imagine it probably end up on console as well again.
Unreal Engine 2 doesn't say Unreal Engine 5 though. So.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see for that one.
Looks pretty interesting though. I love the world design in that. It looks really cool. I like all those sort of like old style castle-y looking areas in some of them games like Skyrim and Elden Ring, which I haven't played yet, but I've seen a lot of people play Elden Ring, so I know what that world looks like, and I really feel like this is inspired by that sort of Dark Souls-like world, but I don't think it'll have any of those elements to it of gameplay or anything like that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I see we've eventually broken Pat down. He's saying, yeah, I'm getting more excited now. I was kind of relaxed 2 days ago, but it's getting closer. Yes! Join the hype.
I can't wait.
Join the hype.
I'll be donning me midweek mix-up merch tomorrow.
Yes. Nice shiny badge. Oh dear me. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Phantasir, of course, today is effectively Christmas Eve for Xbox fans. 100%.
Is I'm gonna be laying in bed later, just my eyes are gonna be moving side to side. I'm gonna be overthinking what the announcements are gonna be, getting more and more overexcited.
It's gonna be awesome.
I just can't wait. Can't wait. I do it every year. I get overexcited,
Yeah,
but it's always worth it. It's always worth it. I love getting excited over these things. I'm a nerd for games, so
yeah,
it's in my nature to get excited for things like this.
exactly. Exactly. Next game we're going to be seeing, and I was a little bit disappointed at how short this trailer was, but we'll put it on anyway. Next game we're going to be seeing is Street Fighter 6, and it was meant to be the character roster, and of course they only show off 4 characters here: Jamie, Luke, Chun-Li, and Ryu. I still haven't seen Ken. Ken is my character. I know Ken's moves inside out. It is confirmed to be crossplay, which is awesome. It is, of course, coming to Xbox consoles, PlayStation 5, PC, and potentially even, I think, Nintendo. I can't wait to play this game again. It's been such a long time since I've jumped into a Street Fighter. I was even thinking about downloading Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition the other day again as well, and playing some of that and getting used to the moves and things again. It has been a while, but it's looking good. I'm looking at the attacks and the way the moves are going and things like that. It looks cool. I like the art style. I'm liking the scenery. The characters look cool. Again, it's a modern variation on the old style. Certainly looks great. The attacks look cool.
It was very colourful as well.
Yeah. Very colourful. I like the kind of graffiti style they've got when you're doing some of these attacks as well afterwards, which is quite cool. But yeah, for me, I'm just excited to have Street Fighter back on Xbox again. It should always be on every platform, to be honest, a game like this, so everybody can enjoy it. It's like having a sports game. Like,
I think it should be like that with all fighting games, really, because they have a niche player base anyway.
Yeah.
Most people that get a fighting game, the casuals, they play it for a few weeks when the game comes out, and then they mostly abandon it. And the hardcore only really stick to fighting games. So like the fighting game fans stick to fighting games only. There's like a whole community for it of people that enjoy fighting games like Mortal Kombat. So I just personally think that games like that should stick to being multi-platform, because
like I say,
those already have small player bases.
Same with any sports game. Like, imagine making Madden or FIFA or MLB or anything one place, and you can see why MLB went everywhere, because there's like, it's a sports game. Like, why is it exclusive? I don't think you should have an exclusive sports game. I can understand racers, because when you're talking different platforms, you've got different styles of racers. You've got your motorsport and you've got your Gran Turismo, and they cover the sim racing. Xbox have also got Horizon, and PlayStation tried something kind of similar, but it didn't kind of go the same way or route. But there's no doubt they'll probably try something similar in the future. They're getting into games as a service games and more open multiplayer games, so you never know. They could do some kind of variation of Gran Turismo in the future where it is more of an open world aspect to it. But they'd have to, again, balance that fine line between arcade racer and sim racer.
Yeah, that's what I love about the two Forza games.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't play Forza Motorsport. It's not for me. I'm not a sim racer type person.
Yeah.
I'm a pick up and play arcade racer type person, and so Forza Horizon really appeals to me.
Yeah. You can jump in, have fun. You don't have to take it seriously. Rally around the map, crash into things left, right, and centre. Get high scores, get leaderboards, play with your friends on silly tracks, and just have fun.
I mean, I'm bound to play the next Forza Horizon, not Horizon Motorsports.
Yeah, just
because it's going to come to Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I'll try it out, but I don't see myself seriously getting into that just because sim racing doesn't appeal to me. I'm not really big into simulation type games, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even play flight sim. I'm just not into simulation.
Yeah.
as much as I can appreciate those games, they're personally not for me.
Yeah. Yep. And like we've always said, play the games you love the games you play.
Although I'll dip my toes in and try them out when they come out because they're in Game Pass.
Yeah. Not
I
every
don't
game
have
is for
to-
everyone, but there is a game for everyone.
Mhm.
So yeah, you don't have to worry if the game's not for you, it's not for you. That's fine. There's always something that is stands out and you enjoy, and that's the kind of key thing for it. If you don't enjoy a game, there's no problems with that. Like I say, the good thing is with us is people have to admit if a game's good, even if you don't like it, it's still a good game. You just might not be for you.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
People love those simulation games. Like whole communities built upon it.
Yeah.
Whole streaming communities that only play simulation games.
And you know what it is?
They-
I'll be the
they
first to
roleplay it
admit
as well.
this. Like I'm not a Spider-Man fan. I have Spider-Man. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I can
yeah.
appreciate
And I
it's a
fully
good
get
game and
that.
people absolutely love it. And I'm never going to say it's a bad game. It's not a bad game at all. It's just not for me. It's definitely not for me because I couldn't care less about that game.
Yeah.
But
It's superheroes. They don't appeal to everyone.
yeah,
They do sell like hotcakes though, and people can't deny that.
yeah,
So, but yeah, I fully understand that the Marvel movies are not for everyone.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
and
I
I
love
say
them.
I like, this is the thing with me and Marvel, I like some, I don't like all of them. A lot of people hate the Thor franchise, but I love it because it doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah.
Whereas like
I
the
think
Marvel
another
ones kind
big
of take
reason-
themselves a little bit more seriously. Captain America takes itself seriously, and I can't be bothered with that. Like I just want. That's why I loved Loki the series as well, because it doesn't really take itself seriously. It's got a bit of a serious vibe, but the character's so stupid and silly and cheeky and
Wacky and
joking all the
zany,
time.
like
Yeah, it's entertainment. It's fun.
yeah. Like I can fully understand how someone will look at Marvel movies, especially with how many there are, and the fact that pretty much every single one of their Marvel movies ties in with each other.
Yeah,
It's quite intimidating to even consider getting into watching them. So
yeah,
I fully understand that there's a bunch of people out there that don't care about Marvel, and I can appreciate that.
yeah. Definitely. The next trailer, which was a bit of a surprise for us initially, and then even more of a surprise for us afterwards, is Aliens Dark Descent. Of course, we're going to have to get past this Giacomo advert first. Actually, it's going to finish... Nope, there we go. I've got to wait for this. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Whoop, there we go. Alien Dark Descent. Originally, when we started watching this trailer, we thought, oh, yes, a new Aliens game. By the end, a little bit different feelings.
Yeah, it threw me off this trailer because all the time I'm watching it, I'm thinking, is this Alien Isolation sequel?
Yeah.
And then they throw right at the end a small, tiny snippet of gameplay, and it looks like it's an over-the-top shooter.
Yeah, it
Or
looks like
possibly
the
an
Ascent
RTS
in
type
the
game.
Alien universe,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
which I think Pat would thoroughly enjoy because Pat ended up loving the Ascent. So I think Pat, shout out to you. I think especially as a co-op shooter, I think it's probably going to be fun.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. I think I'll wait until it's either on sale or in Game Pass. But it took us by surprise. Specifically when you see this trailer, you think it looks like Aliens Fireteam Elite or some DLC for Aliens Fireteam Elite.
Yeah, that's what we all thought at first.
yeah.
And then there was like a point where we were like, wait, this isn't Aliens because the weird skeleton-looking things that were in it.
Yeah.
And then the alien pops out of nowhere, and then we're like, oh, it is Aliens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but all the way through, even till the end, we thought this is Fireteam Elite or at least some DLC for it.
I thought it was going to be a sequel to Fireteam Elite, to be honest.
Yeah. Same. Or like I say, that or DLC, because Fireteam Elite hasn't even been out that long. That came out last year. So yes, and then we see in a snippet of gameplay, which I think we'll see very shortly. And it's like the Ascent. So it really caught us off guard. it's probably going to be worth a play. But,
It was that part right there, like the guy on his own, that
Yeah.
give me Alien Isolation vibes and made
Yeah.
me think it was.
yeah, with all the aliens starting to crowd round him.
Mm.
He's like, oh shit. So yeah, Aliens Dark Descent. I think we see a little snippet of gameplay here. There we go. Yeah, it's the Ascent in the Alien universe. 2023 comes out on all platforms apart from Nintendo. So Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Certainly interesting. One of the picks of the show, regardless. The next one. The next one, I'm not even gonna. I think we all know what's going on here, and I'm gonna put it on because it was friggin' hilarious. There we go.
This really threw me off. It was so well
We're
done.
gonna have to watch an advert for beans now. Oh no, we're not. It's a little advert. I thought it was a baked beans advert. I was gonna say. I think Jez Corden's taking over the show here.
yeah. This trailer you're about to put on really threw me off. It threw all of us off. We were all caught up in this.
Yes. So this trailer,
was
we
so
all
well
stood
done.
there and thought, God, Dead Island looks trash. This looks so bad compared to last time we seen Dead Island 2. The graphics have took a massive downgrade. What is going on?
Oh yeah, I was about to go all in on that game and rip it to pieces, but that's when I saw the goats and I was like, okay, this isn't what I thought it was.
Yep.
It's funny. It's like what a way to make like fun of a studio and another game. It was
Yep.
so well done. They could have done this with any game. It could have been Halo. It could have been GTA. They could have done it with literally anything, and it would have been equally as funny. But
Yep.
for it to have been Dead Island 2, the game that people have been long waiting for to come back.
It
And
was
then
that
for them to
moment where the
take
goat
the piss out of
headbutts
the-
that woman
yeah.
off the pier. It was at that moment we were like,
To-
wait a second.
Yeah. To create that trailer to a T in that engine really threw me off. I honestly was about to dogpile on that game and complain about it a lot.
Yeah. And now I just want to play Goat Simulator 3. You know what's even funnier? Is that there isn't a Goat Simulator 2?
I know, yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay. And it turns out they're just skipping Goat Simulator 2.
Which is even funnier. And you know what it is? It's someone mentioned it as well on Twitter. They said, "Is Goat Simulator 2 even on Game Pass?" Game Pass replied, "Goat Simulator 2 doesn't even exist."
That's funny.
I was like, really?
Such a good trailer. It was such a good trailer.
Oh yeah, too right. The next one we're going to be talking about, when I find it, is Midnight Suns. Now we don't know too much about this one so far, but do you want to
They're-
elaborate as to what Midnight Suns is so far?
It's set in the Marvel universe. It's a XCOM type tactical sort of over the top game, not like the Ascent. More of like a, if you play Gears Tactics, it's essentially like that, but it's got a twist with cards in it, like a card sort of game element to it as well. There is actually I think it's like 8 minutes of an IGN first preview on this, and you see gameplay in that. I haven't actually seen all of the gameplay myself yet because I've literally only learned about this recently.
Yeah.
So it's not like, although the trailer might be misleading and you might think, yeah, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be like Spider-Man for the PS4 or something like that. It's not. It's very different from what the trailer kind of.
Yeah, it's more like an
alludes to.
XCOM from what I've seen.
Yeah. It's essentially XCOM with a card sort of game built into it.
Yeah.
Like I guess you have a deck of cards that you play. You in this game you'll be able to create your own character and fight alongside heroes like Wolverine, Spider-Man, Blade, Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange. There's a lot more characters in there that I can't remember
Yeah.
because it's quite a hefty roster of characters. But it looks like it could be a lot of fun. Although it's one of those games. I'm not really into those. I think they're called TTS games, tactical. Tactical something. I'm blanking on the actual name.
The one thing I like
yeah,
about it
like
is
it'll be a fun time.
Is how she changes some of these key villains into like demonic versions.
She like sort of demonizes Venom, Hulk, Scarlet Witch is sort of twisted as well with the magic.
Yeah, and even Thanos on the left, I think that is.
I think that might be Thanos, yeah.
But demon versions, I think that looks cool. And of course, then you've got the Midnight Suns version of all of these awesome characters as well. And of course, there's a little teaser. If you pre-order it, you get Doctor Strange Defender skin. But it's again on every console apart from Nintendo. Yes.
It's something I'll be picking up. I'm a Marvel fan, so it appeals to me.
Yeah. And it comes out this year, of course. And Spider-Man is available on Xbox.
Yeah, honestly, I thought this trailer was going to end with them saying Spider-Man only on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then it turns out Spider-Man's going to every platform, so...
Yeah.
No one's missing out with a character this time like they did with Marvel's Avengers.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Next, what else we got? Oh, yes. So this one's a little bit different. This one's one that I liked. It was called American Arcadia. Again, another different game.
I don't really remember much of the gameplay of this, so it'll be like I'm seeing this for the first time again.
It's a nice little indie game again as well, but it was primarily when I seen the developers for this particular game, I thought this looks cool. It's very much like a platformer, like a side-scrolling platformer, where you've got to kind of escape this particular area. You're stuck in this what is kind of an idealistic world, and you want to get out of it. Where I think everything's kind of monitored. But it's Raw Fury again, another awesome indie developer. So shout out to them, or indie publisher, one of the two, but really great work. Again, they're working on Routine as well. So a lot
this gave me, I'm remembering this now, this gave me, what's that Jim Carrey film called again? Truman Show. Truman Show. Gave me that. Yeah. Gave me vibes of that.
Yeah, it just looks very nice. It looks very interesting. Obviously, once out of this perfect little world, because he feels like he's being monitored 24/7, and he is. Everything's being monitored all the time, and he wants out of it. So your character, I think, is trying to escape, which is as you can see there.
I think this game could have like a strong emotional sort of twist to it, with hitting you in the feels.
Definitely, it's like a nice story game. Let's see where it leads. But I'm certainly intrigued by it at the very least. Very intriguing game, very very cool to look at. I like the art style, like the premise. And of course, PC and console coming soon. That could allude to it being this year at some point, but they didn't give a date, unfortunately. So, fingers crossed it's soon. Soon enough, anyway. No doubt over the coming months. And it could be a game that ends up coming into Game Pass. You never know. A lot of indie games do prefer that as well these days. So, awesome. Another indie game coming up next called High Water. So, finish this.
This looked really interesting.
Yeah.
This is something that I'll likely be picking up.
Yeah. Most definitely. So this is by Demagogue Studios, of course, not to be referred the demagogues from Stranger Things. Not the same thing.
To be honest, I think when we were watching this, I I expected it to be like a Western game with it being called High Water,
Yes,
so
yeah, I think
it threw me off.
we alluded to that several times.
But then I
didn't
was surprised by what they show.
we? Yeah,
Looks really interesting.
very interesting. It seems like obviously the world is flooded.
Mm.
The kind of base premise of this is encountering new people and saving people throughout this world, learning their stories, going to different places, helping people out. I think it's just a post-apocalyptic world where the entire planet's been kind of flooded. Nothing's the same again. Again, another like action adventure game in this post-apocalyptic world. It looks really cool, really nice. And it
Yeah, it's
comes out this
definitely
year.
something that's going to be on my list of games to play.
Definitely. So yeah, that's another one that comes out this year. Getting through them quickly here now. Another cool little one, Midnight Fight Express. Let's go back to see if I can find that trailer. 2 seconds, it'll be a little bit further up again. There we go. Another 6-second trailer here. Advert. Yeah, Midnight Fight Express. This is by a single developer called Jacob Zwendel. Humble Games. Looks really cool. Nice, easy game. It's kind of like a Streets of Rage type of thing where you're kind of walking around in this open kind of area and you just essentially go and beat everyone up. Kill a load of people. It's got a lot of action in it. Looks quite fun. Some awesome ragdoll kind of physics from all the people you kill. Very brutal, very bloody. It just looks like a good time. Do you remember it now?
Yeah, I quite like the look of this. Yeah. Gives me like Sifu vibes as well.
Yeah.
I haven't played Sifu, but from like the sort of the name as well, Midnight Fight Express gives me that sort of Sifu fighting style vibes. But there's obviously gun combat in this by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Looks like you can customize your character as well.
Oh yeah,
which
you
could
can
be fun.
change. You can do whatever you want to do to your character as well, which is really cool. That's going straight into Game Pass as
I'm a
well.
co-writer of Destiny 2.
Yep. Going straight into Game Pass. It's on PlayStation 4 and Xbox and Steam. So another one straight into Game Pass there, which is awesome. Chris says the demo
1 hour,
for
1
that
decision says demo is on Steam.
demo is on Steam for Midnight Fight Express now. So if you want
I'm
to
gonna
play that game now, go for it.
I'm going to go and install that right now before I forget. Just loading up Steam.
Chris, there's one thing I do want to tell you. Tomorrow, you will not see any of the games that you've seen in Summer Game Fest. You may see a little bit of more gameplay from Plague Tale Requiem. They did a little bit of a developer diary-esque type of presentation yesterday, but it wasn't heavy on gameplay. Very, very, very light on gameplay, but they did show a little bit of in-game segments. So you might see a little bit of that, but yeah, it's all new stuff. As for Tuesday, exactly the same thing, all new stuff. So yes, good news. Next one, I think everybody's looking forward to this now, specifically with its announcements there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and of course the return of
I loved
Casey
Turtles growing up
Jones.
as a kid.
Casey Jones returns as a playable character, and that was the surprise announcement for this stream. Not only was that the surprise announcement for this stream, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, along with 6-player co-op and online co-op, comes straight to Game Pass day one, which is absolutely awesome. Caught a lot of us by surprise. I think everybody that was watching wanted to play this game.
Yeah. I wasn't so interested in it until they announced that it's going to have 6-player online co-op.
Yep.
And then that really piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Like what kind of I guess sort of peed me off about playing Battletoads was the fact that there was no online co-op.
Yeah. Yeah. Pat says we're going to wreck
Yeah.
this game.
Oh yeah, I'm so ready for this. I grew up with Turtles, watching Turtles as a kid, so
I think there's going to be no
I'm gonna play
shortage of
this.
people because I think Fantos is saying we have to play this on stream. Pat wants to play it. I know Boxenberger wants to play it. All of us want to play it. So there's going to be no shortage of people that are playing this game. So there's going to be a lot of us playing this game. I think everybody's going to have at least 6 people to play with. So definitely going to be playing it on stream. Definitely going to be having fun with it. And we'll have a good party full of people. So at least everybody's got a good full squad of people to play with as well.
I got a question for you. Which character are you going to play as?
And it's next week, June 16th. I'm going to play as Casey Jones. Everybody else can be a turtle.
I'll be playing as Raphael.
Yeah, I've said everybody else can play a turtle. I'll be Casey. Everyone else can have fun as a turtle.
I'll be playing as Raph for sure. He's my favourite. Raph or Michelangelo if I can't get Raph. If someone beats me to Raph,
That's fair.
it'll be Michelangelo.
Oh, Chris has beat you to Raphael. Chris says Raphael always.
We'll do a coin flip.
You can, or Michelangelo. Oh dear me. But yes, that was
Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I'll take Donatello. He's the one with the pink, the purple bandana. I was going to say pink. So yeah, I'll take the old Donatello.
But that was certainly awesome. A nice surprise. Another surprise as well for yourself because you haven't actually played this series before, but it did surprise you in what you saw from it, and that was Layers of Fears.
It looked really good. Graphically, it looked really good. It's on Unreal Engine 5, so
yeah,
it's going to be a nice showcase for what that engine can do.
Yeah. Pat was like, most important thing is that I play. Yeah. He doesn't care what character he plays as. Yeah, I'm exactly the same, Pat. Couldn't care. But I'll be Casey Jones. I'll be the human. Everyone else can be a turtle.
You know, I just want a Power Rangers game like this. There were some old Power Rangers games.
Yeah.
There were side-scrolling fighting games like that. I just want one of them. Just give me one. Give me one damn Power Rangers game from my childhood. I'll be fine.
What is it about Layers of Fears that interested you?
It's horror for one. I haven't played the original 2.
Yeah.
I like this like sort of dark atmospheric sort of area that they're going through in this trailer with like the chains, and the lighting effects were really good in this as well. And I think you said the original 2 are very like story driven.
Yes.
So I'm likely going to go back and play those before I play this.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't go wrong with more horror games. So it's something that I'm going to be putting on my radar for when it fully comes out.
Yeah. The psychological horror games, it is more about solving little puzzles and walking through the game. There is no death. Yes, this is in-game. This is all in-game. It's on Unreal Engine 5. Yeah.
I mean, it looks impressive from what they've shown off here. The graphics and the art style looks really nice. The lighting effects are really nice. So the effects on the metal are really done well.
It's interesting to see how they evolve this one over the last 2. The last 2 were cool, nice little experiences, horror experiences, and they've got a good story behind them as well, because it's more like it's like a slow and steady descent into madness. So essentially, you play as at least in the first one, you play as a painter. So I'll just pause it there. You play as a painter, and every section that you go around, kind of every lap of the game that you go around, the painting slowly starts to get more and more manic as he starts to lose his mind a bit as the story progresses. So it kind of unravels that way, and you start learning more and more about things, and you've got to try and find different collectibles and things to kind of enhance the story a bit more, and kind of find out what's going on. But yeah, it's well done. Some people liked it, some people didn't, but it's a cool story to kind of run through and see where it goes.
Mhm.
Yes, early 2023, PS5, series consoles, and PC only. So it's only current gen and PC. So they ditched the last gen out there. So that's cool. Next, we're getting near the end of our list here. Last one, and we're going to talk about today is the Last of Us Remake. I'm not going to go through the boring section here of talking about or getting these guys talking on screen for long. We're going to actually just jump in and see the game. People are going to buy it. People are going to enjoy it. People who haven't played The Last of Us 1 yet, I can understand why you'd buy it. I've played The Last of Us 1. The reason I didn't like it as much, and it wasn't nothing to do with the story or anything like that, is it by the time I'd started playing it, it was years and years after its release, and the mechanics felt clunky, so I didn't enjoy it as much. I enjoyed Last of Us 2 far more, and that's because it has modern mechanics, modern features, modern graphics, etc. So it looked and played a lot better than the first one. Now, of course, what they've done is they've gone back. They've made the first one look like the second one with the second one's mechanics so that you can play through the first one from scratch in the new engine's glory. Few personal gripes that I've got with it, though. The character models. The problem you've got with transferring the new models to the old game is that you've aged the characters in the first game beyond the years that they looked in the first game. So Joel now looks 7-8 years older in the first game than he actually did when the first game came out. If you have a look at the side-by-side comparisons, he looks a hell of a lot older now in the first game than he actually did in the first game.
Yeah.
And Ellie doesn't look like the Ellie from the first game. Like the Ellie from the first game looks entirely
she looks a
different.
lot older. Like in the first game, she's supposed to be like 13 or 14 years old or something like that. She looks like she's close to 18 in this.
She just but the face itself doesn't look the same either. Now I understand you're new with it, but it looks like they've just literally just swapped it over and kind of shrunk the assets a little bit so that the new faces fit into the old faces.
Yeah, personally, I still don't understand why they bother to remake this. It comes across to me as a glorified remaster more than a remake.
You see it there. You see what I mean about the faces not looking the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Ellie. Like that doesn't look like Ellie from the first one, and see how much older he's gotten in the other one.
Yeah, I really don't understand why they remade it. It's a game that's only, 8 years old?
Yeah.
8 years old? It doesn't need a remake.
It doesn't. You've got the previous one's fine. They could have played the previous one, but they just want to sell it more. Pre-orders for the physical editions were sold out on PlayStation's store, on their store. It's a fugazi. It's make believe. Of course, the PlayStation store is going to be sold out, but they're not sold out in store. In store, of course, you can buy it. It's free will. You can pre-order it digitally. You can get the Firefly edition from other retailers. But yeah, an initial exclusive editions, the $100 edition, whatever it is, Firefly one, that's sold out on PlayStation's website.
This is a $70 game, yeah?
Yeah.
It's not worth that. It's not worth that.
They shouldn't be reselling the remake at $70. We'll all agree. PlayStation zealots will say otherwise, but as a realist, you shouldn't be selling a remake of a game that's a decade old for 70
Well, when the
quid.
game originally came out, the game was full price what it was back then, and then when the remaster came out, it was $10 cheaper.
Yep.
So the remake is 70 now, though. So it's like doubling the price of what the remaster was.
We've both said we're going to play this remake.
Mm.
But we're going to wait for
I'm
it
going
to
to
be
play
cheaper. You're going to play it on
it
PC.
as much.
I'm going to play it
Yeah.
on PC.
As much as it disappoints me that they've remade this, and as much as I bitch about it being remade, I'm still going to bloody play it.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
love the series.
Pat's right. He said 40 bucks. Yeah, that's pretty much the price tag I'm going to wait for it to come down to. About 40 quid.
On PC, it's not going to be 70. None of their games have released on PC at 70.
It will. Because Sony.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't expect them to release it on PC for 70.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will. Which is unfortunate. Because I don't think they should be either. But yeah. Though I think they will.
Well, I won't be picking it up for 70. I'll wait for it to drop at least by half the price before I even grab it.
About that 30-40 quid mark.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll play,
I'm in
like
no
I say,
rush to
on
play it
PC.
again. I played the original game on my PS3 twice. I played the remaster 2 or 3 times all the way through.
Yeah.
So I'm in no rush to replay it at the moment. I've played that game a hefty amount of times to be satisfied at the moment and not want to play it again for a significant amount of time.
The
next
thing
time I
is,
play this,
we know people are going
be
to
on
buy
PC.
it. We know people are going to buy it.
Next time I play this will be on PC when it's been on sale, when it's dropped a significant amount of money. I ain't paying full price for it.
No,
I just see it as a
I'll get it on
glorified
CD keys
remaster.
a couple of months after its release.
Yeah.
Little game to finish off this segment here. Planet of Lana, which looks absolutely beautiful. Another indie game that I'm really looking forward to. This game looks stunning.
This was a game you had on the indie showcase, right?
Yeah.
I remember it now.
It
This
was
is one
in
that appealed to
it was
me.
in Double
I love the art
Fine's
style.
Day of the Devs, as one of the first games they showed off as well. Again, I want to shout out to Tim Schafer and Double Fine for creating an awesome indie show that followed directly after Summer Game Fest. Awesome that they did that. They didn't have to. They created their own mini showcase for indie developers, which is really awesome. Nice to see. But Planet of Lana looks absolutely terrific. I can't wait to try that game out.
I love the art style with that. The background art style is amazing.
Yeah, it looks so beautiful. Such a really pretty game. I just like the mechanics as well with this little pet that's helping you around everywhere and kind of he's like, okay, you go over here and you use this guy and it's such an interesting way of doing things, but it's, yeah. One thing I want to say as well is it's quite obvious, not just now, but after the show, indie developers are bringing out some absolutely amazing stuff. Like a lot of the games that were shown at Summer Game Fest were from indies.
Yeah, it's good to see indies being showcased equally.
Yeah, and people wouldn't think it. Half the things no one would have thought like Routine was an indie game. No one would have really thought Callisto Protocol was an indie game.
Yeah. I do want to call out though the amount of bullshit that I saw after the show with people complaining about it and saying that it was a trash show full of indie games. Did half of these people actually watch the show?
Yeah, I've got my personal opinion about people that hate indie games. I see those people as people with a very closed mind. I've never been a closed-minded person when it comes to games.
Yeah, me neither.
So it's very. I find it very strange that people are unwilling to try things. They just dismiss things without trying. Specifically when the games are either super cheap or available for free in a service a lot of the time. Like they might come part of PS Now, they might be part of PS Plus, they might be on Game Pass, they might be on Steam, they might be on Epic Game Store giveaways or given away with friggin' Twitch giveaways with Amazon Prime. There's so many ways indie games are given away all the time, and people just refuse. They just dismiss them outright.
Yeah, it's not all. Part of it is some of that for me, but a lot of it is a lot of people that complain about indie games being at these shows.
Yeah.
They also don't realize how much that these indie games actually take risks to try and do something different.
100%.
And indie games, in a way, they help push the industry forward
Yeah.
because they take risks with mechanics that you likely wouldn't see in a AAA game.
100%.
And then when a AAA team sees that, they're inspired by it.
Yeah.
And then it shapes the industry. Like both AAA, AA, and A games, they shape the industry, and
Yeah.
indie games help shape the industry as well. They teach AAA studios new things.
Yeah.
You can't have the gaming industry what it is now without
Indie
all
developers.
sides coming to the table, and indie developers are quite big at showing you the future of gaming more than anything, like the risks.
To
I
be
just
fair,
wish there was a
gaming in general would be nowhere without indie developers.
yeah, exactly. Like gaming really started as indie,
Yep.
and then it got AAA, and big corporations got involved in funding those games.
Yeah.
So without indies, there really wouldn't be gaming.
No, 100%. 100%.
These people, they don't appreciate the risk and the gamble that a lot of these indie development studios take. And that is, in a way, upsets me because people are so close-minded about these things.
Yeah. And of course, another awesome indie game here. The Plucky Squire. Devolver Digital, again. This game looks absolutely phenomenal. Another indie game.
I need to watch the Devolver show tonight.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
I mean, just look at this game. Just so innovative. So many different things to do. Like you're playing a book, for instance, at first. Oh, look at the texture of the pages and things that you've got there as well. And then it's the fact that there's like a portal appears and then boop, 3D. And then you're in a whole different universe. Like you've just been in this book playing in different things forever, and then it pops out and you've got a whole nother universe to explore and all these different areas, and like you jump into sides of other things and you play different. Like that is so ingenious.
I get the name's blanking on me now. We played it
Takes Two.
on the charity stream. Yeah, I get It Takes Two vibes from this, with like the difference that they're taking with each like level design.
Yeah. I love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. That one stood out to me as well. Looks absolutely phenomenal. Cannot wait to play that one. Cannot wait to play it. Looks absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's definitely something that'll be on my radar as well. It looks very interesting. Like the different styles of levels is something unique, and that's what I loved about It Takes Two.
Yeah, we just loved that game from start to finish. I think we didn't really want to jump off it and play other games on the charity stream, but we knew we had this like rota of games to play.
Yeah. Yeah, we still need to play the prison game. I can't remember what it's called now.
A Way Out.
That's the one. Yep.
Yeah,
I always
we do.
forget the name of that game.
We do.
But I need to play it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to play through that. I agree. But wholeheartedly. Oh dear mate. The good thing is we've got this kind of weekend edition set up here as well already. So I've got the cameras ready to rock and roll. So we can probably just jump in and do that, and I'll just put it on the screen here.
Yeah, good thing now I'm all set up with my Xbox. So it's like literally right off to the side and it's plugged into this monitor that I'm staring face
at
into
right
now.
here.
So,
Nice and easy.
so I'll have the stream running on the other monitor. over this side.
Yeah.
And then I'll just switch over to the Xbox on this side. So it'll be
Nice.
a pretty cool co-stream
Definitely.
to stream games like that.
Definitely. And that was a nice wrap up there of our favourite games from the last couple of days there. Last couple of days? Yeah, that was a Freudian slip. Last couple of days there. Obviously, it's going to be a packed day tomorrow. We've got a host of awesome people coming for our final prediction show beforehand. Unfortunately, Miles Dompier was going to be there, but he's having to take his car in for a quick service because his AC's broke. So unfortunately, Miles isn't going to be there tomorrow for the prediction show before the stream. We should still have Gaz from Game On Daily, Special Nick, Boxenberger, Steel and Pong Soul, Mav Fun Speculation, Jez Gordon, Boxenberger, of course, Insipid Ghost, of course, Luke, King as well from Iron Lords should be there, and probably a couple others, along with our regular panel to give our final predictions before the showcase. And of course, about an hour and a half after that, we'll start the showcase stream. We'll kind of get ourselves up and ready, get the hype going, and then we'll sit back, relax with our fine chaps here for, of course, a gorgeous 2K60 live reaction to the Xbox showcase. We're going to make sure the volume is beautiful. We're going to make sure the visuals are crispy and clean. So make sure everybody's ready to rock and roll tomorrow for that awesome double back-to-back shows there. Final prediction show, followed by the showcase show. Of course, Jen is joining for both of those, as he is today. Straight after this show today.
I'm so excited.
I know. And just over an hour or so, Boxenberger has his final prediction show as well, with a whole host of awesome guests. So I'll be helping him co-host that. So of course, jump over to Boxenberger stream in about an hour and 15 minutes time for that show as well. But that is myself and Jen for this evening. We hope to see you all again tomorrow for those two back-to-back shows. The first one starts at 3 p.m. in the UK. That's 10 a.m. Eastern. The second one, of course, starts at around 5:30 in the UK. That works out at 12:30 Eastern, I do believe. Or 11:30? 12:30? 12:30. Starts at 12:30
I'm terrible with
Eastern.
time zones, me.
12:30 Eastern for the Americans there. 5:30 for the UK. So two back-to-back streams tomorrow for you to enjoy. And of course, Jen, let people know where they can find you. And of course, you'll be back here again tomorrow. So yeah, take it away.
Tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'll be here tomorrow on both shows. The prediction show. I'll have a few predictions. I have a big list, but I'm going to narrow it down to a few picks just so it doesn't take up too much time. And then I'll be there reacting alongside with you and everyone else that's joining us from the Midweek Mix-Up Collective.
Yeah.
I'll be back to streaming next week from Monday on my Twitch channel, the _general_C, and you can find me on Twitter there too. So yeah, it's exciting times. I am not going to sleep tonight because I'm going to be overthinking everything.
Awesome
It's
stuff.
going to be crazy. We've all heard that the show is going to be a very good show, and that just makes me even more excited. So I am itching to time travel to tomorrow and just see it all.
Yeah.
Why can't we have time machines?
I know. I know.
Well. I am ready.
We are ready to rock and roll. Yeah. What I will say as well is tomorrow's panel for the live show, which is pretty much ready to rock and roll now. Boxenberger, of course, is not joining the live show. He is doing a post show with the guys from Green Pass Gaming after the showcase tomorrow. So there will be 3 shows all in all between, of course, the midweek crew. We are We have, of course, myself, Patcher, Chambelon, Hertogvin, maybe Forza Irwin, I think. I think he should still be coming along. We have Xbox Mick. We have the General Will See. We have Silent Cypher, Sourblow Gaming, Crazy Louie, and potentially, I think, even Mr. Joanna Dark, Big End Boss there as well. So a packed 10-man, I think. It's 9 or 10-man panel there tomorrow. It should be absolutely awesome reacting to it. And, oh, Marion the Mad. Let's not forget Marion is also going to be there. So a packed panel for tomorrow. So I should be a lot of fun. Of course, if we'll try and keep, I wouldn't say talking to a minimum, but of course we're going to get the
It's a reaction show. You've got to expect the talking. If you want to watch it personally and without people talking over it, definitely watch it on the official Xbox YouTube.
We'll have live reactions. I think we'll save for kind of, what I will do is we'll have react to everything, which is absolutely fine. But I think any deep thoughts on anything we see on the fly, we'll save till a brief after show discussion and say, okay, this one I want to talk about it. Let's go.
I'm gonna have me notepad on standby so I can jot down all the big ones that appeal to me.
Yeah.
So, I am so ready. Is it bedtime yet?
Yeah. So it's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be a lot to show off. We'll have some fun. But yes. Until then, guys, see you in an hour's time or so on Boxenberger's stream for his final prediction show. But other than that, myself, General C, and the rest of the midweek mix-up crew will see you tomorrow for the showcase
tomorrow, everyone.
day. See you all then. Have
be
an awesome evening.
Crazy time.
Try and get some sleep. I know it's going to be hard.
Try. Try.
Have fun. Merry Christmas to all the gamers out there, because it is Christmas Eve tomorrow, or Christmas Eve today. So Merry Christmas for tomorrow. Enjoy the show, guys. Have some fun, and we'll see you all then. Until then, goodbye.